Hello and welcome back to All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and my guest is Doug Davis, architect right here in the city of Oakland. Doug, when we went to break, we were talking about a number of things, but how does AE3 rank among black businesses here in the Bay Area?
So the Book of Business Times did put out a list, of all the African American businesses, and we were number 5 on that list.
Number 5.
Now, I
That
will
means
say
you've been growing.
we've been
Now, what
growing.
year were you founded in?
We were founded back in 2007 is when we started the firm. And I will say that I'm not sure that list was inclusive of every African American business because I was a little suspect about that, but we're on the list.
Yeah, I remember you about 2008, maybe 2009, when I was on the board of what do you call Alta Alliance. I mean, you
yes.
came in to visit and you wanted to talk about, I guess,
PG&E.
at that time I had retired at PG&E, and you wanted to talk about it. Okay, well, we're going to get
Absolutely.
to that later on, but are you a member of the Oakland African American Chamber of
We
Commerce?
are members of the Oakland African American Chamber of Commerce.
Do you think you get value out of that?
I think it's tough in the sense that Oakland is always kind of a politically changing environment, right? And I think sometimes organizations have to kind of move with it, but there's definitely a value being part of the African American Chamber.
Now, we're in Black History Month. What's the importance of Black history to you?
Well, I think as I get older and I really understand just what it is to be an African American male, essentially in the Bay, a lot, and the one thing that people don't realize about architecture is we shape our environments. We're here in a studio, we basically go to offices in our homes, and architects shape the very environment which kind of shapes our community. And like the same way that we want to have a voice at the table for shaping our communities, we need to have a voice basically in shaping the design of our communities, from everything from just the facilities and everything else. So from that end, yes, I think it's incredibly important, and we have really kind of looked at basically a social aspect to all of our projects.
Now, my late cousin was a architect, Fred Clement. There are not many black architects around, and why is that?
Boy, I don't know how to speculate on the reasons, but you're right. The last time I checked, I think we're like under 2 or 3% of the profession. If you look at African American women in the profession, it's even lower. But yeah, we're not that many. I don't know if it's because people haven't been encouraged in the profession, or people just can't think that hey, I shouldn't be part of it. I don't know, but yes, the numbers don't lie.
Yes, indeed. Now, let's talk for a moment about some of the areas of practice you're currently engaged in. I know you in commercial, residential, interior design, etc. Let's go through some of the major projects that you've had. Let's start with South Central LA Regional Center Legacy Building.
Yes.
What was that all about?
So regional centers, there's about 22 of them in the state of California. They're nonprofits, and they basically provide all the state aid to developmentally disabled persons. And the South Central Los Angeles Regional Center was the one that provided all that aid to South Central, and they basically have a very important community that has, young and old, a variety of people that are just differently abled. And they were looking for a new home. And our commission was basically to design them they were in this old dumpy building at USC. They want to create a new home that basically would serve them for the next several generations.
And how were you able to get that business?
So the way we kind of get our jobs is just networking, getting to know people, and nothing's instantaneous. Even this project wasn't instantaneous. They talked to us about it right when we started the firm, and they said, hey, great, but we have somebody else that's lined up for it. Okay, great. 4 years later, we got into the phone call saying, like, the first team didn't work out, so we'd like to talk to you. And it's weird just how these little things kind of come around, but because of a casual connection, several years later, it led to an opportunity to do this project, and that's how we got the job.
So networking becomes very important.
You have to get yourself out there. I think when you're a business owner, part of it is just, people want to work with folks that they're comfortable with, that they feel to do the job. In a way, it kind of trumps that person's qualifications. So getting to know people, getting yourself out there, whether basically be in a circle of friends or just basically in professional networks, that's the way to, get to a job.
Have you, in a general sense, ever encountered what you believe to be discrimination in?
Oh yeah, I mean it's not overt as it is, in most professions, but you can tell the floor is just a little sloped, and it's basically it's not in your direction, and it's little microaggressions. It's going through, interviewing for projects. You can find out that one team got 5 questions and you got 20 questions. A lot of them about, where'd you get your qualifications and have you done anything like that before? And everybody that's done it, they've all been nice persons, of course, but we're trying to get people in touch with it's those little subtle biases that, cost us economic opportunities. And we're hoping that people can get a little bit more in touch with that and realize that, hey, there's a wonderful, diverse group of firms out there that can basically help you out.
The Golden State Mutual Building
Yes.
down in Los Angeles, which is
Paul
historic.
Revere Williams, yeah.
Paul Williams, who is one of the noted, even I know about
Right.
him through my readings of great architects. We're going to have to go to break, but when we come back, we want to talk for a few minutes about the Golden State Mutual Building and Doug's involvement there. So don't touch that remote. Put it down. We will be right back with All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris, and my guest is Doug Davis, an architect right here in the city of Oakland.